Good morning, friends. Welcome to yet another class on inventory management. Do you know why businesses fail? According to a survey, 20% of new business ventures fail in their first year of operation, and nearly 50% of them fail before their fifth year of operation. And the reason is one of the major reason is the poor inventory management. What is inventory? Inventory is a stock of physical assets having some economic value, which can be either in the form of material, money, or labor. Inventory is also known as the idle resource as long as it is not utilized. Inventory may be regarded as those goods which are procured, stored, and used for day to day functioning of the organization. Inventory control is a technique of maintaining stock items at desired levels. In other words, inventory control means by which material of the correct quantity and quality is made available as and when it is required, with due regard to the economy in the storage cost, ordering cost, setup costs, manufacturing cost, purchase prices, and working capital. The objectives of inventory control management are: number 1, avoiding understocking, because understocking may result in loss of sales. Second, avoiding overstocking. Overstocking may result in certain losses. Third, achieving economy in purchasing. Fourth, minimizing losses in stores. Fifth, ensuring timely dissemination of inventory information. Let us learn about inventory management. There are various techniques of inventory management. The two fundamental questions that arise in inventory control are when to buy or when to order, and the other is how much to buy at given point of time. Hence, the inventory control starts by fixing the reorder level, that is ROL, and the reorder quantity of each item of inventory. First, we will study the reorder level. What is the reorder level? The basic approach of all inventory control method is to establish a proper reorder level, which when reached would indicate that the stock need replenishment. This level usually represents the maximum possible consumption during the lead time plus a safety margin. The method of determining this level should be appropriate for each item and ensure that at each reorder level there will be sufficient stock to maintain production or sale until the replenishment arrives. It is the adjustment of this important level to suit the demand that will determine whether the inventory control system is effective or not. However, there are fluctuations in consumption or demand, and in most of the cases some fluctuations cannot be predicted accurately. In practice, therefore, the replenishment procedure usually takes the following two approaches: the P system and the Q system. Let us first understand what is P system. When the stock level reaches the predetermined level or the reorder level, a review is made of the requirement and a fixed quantity is ordered. However, the date on which the reorder level is reached may vary from month to month. It may say that 1st January, 10th May, 9th March, 17th April, or so on. This system is called perpetual review system or P system. The Q system, it includes in the second method the review is made on particular date, say the first of every month. At that point one calculates the consumption rate, the demand and the stock level, and orders the quantity that is required to make the stock reach in maximum level on the date of replenishment. This is called periodic review system or Q system. The difference between the two systems is that in the first, the time interval between the order will vary and the order quantity is constant, while in the later, the interval between the orders will be constant but the quantity will vary. There are various limitations with both the systems. The P system also suffers with the following limitations. Number 1. In many cases, purchases are made for a group of items and it is usual to stipulate a minimum order size. Under this system, it will not be possible to meet the minimum order restrictions for a group of items as the reorder quantity for individual item is constant. The system will be insensitive to the change in demand and may result in an increase in the frequency of reordering. Next problem is a constant review of inventory levels of all the items will be necessary, and therefore it is absolutely necessary that the store records are always up to date. There are various limitations for Q system as well. The first limitation is the inventory costs are not explicitly considered in this system. Second, it is often not possible to meet the minimum quantity restrictions. Third, the system will react quickly to the most recent consumption, which may be random occurrence and may not be representative of all. Fourth, frequent reordering of small quantities cannot be avoided when operating in this. The next topic is reorder quantity. One of the most effective techniques for determining the reorder quantity is called the economic order quantity or the EOQ. The basic objective of this is to economize on the total cost of purchasing and maintaining the. If we want to understand the reorder quantity, then first we must understand the EOQ cost model. We all know that as you increase the quantity, the ordering cost will decrease, while when you increase the quantity demanded, then the carrying cost of the product will increase. And if we add both these costs, then we get total cost, and the slope of total cost will be like this. And here in the graph we see that the lowest point is the point O, and if we draw a perpendicular, then at this point we get the optimal order quantity, and this point will show the minimum of total cost. Let us take an example where the annual consumption of an item is 12,000 units costing rupees 1.5 per unit, and the ordering cost is 15 rupees per order, and the inventory crawling cost is 20% of the average inventory. Based on this data, when we can prepare the following tables. Here in this table we see that the number of orders per year goes on increasing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in this column we see the units per order, that is 12,000, 6,000, 4,000, 3,000. It goes on decreasing as the number of orders per year is increased, and the value per order is in this column, and the total cost is calculated by adding the ordering cost and the carrying cost. We all have understood that the EOQ is the quantity where the total cost is minimum. Here if we see the table, the minimum of total cost is rupees 300. So we know that we can know the number of orders per year should be 10 and the number of units should be 12,000 if we want to manage the inventory effectively. The above table has showed that the 1200 units is the ideal size of order where the ordering cost is equals to the carrying cost, which is 150, and the total cost, that is minimum, that is rupees 300. Thus 1200 units is the economic order quantity. This can also be calculated by a formula, that is EOQ is equals to under root 2AP upon UC, where A is the annual consumption in units, P is the procurement cost per unit, U is the unit price, and C is the inventory carrying cost expressed as a percentage of that. Let's apply the formula. After applying the formula, we get the same result, that is 1200 units or rupees 1500. Thank you for listening. In the next class, we will study the pricing of raw materials and the cost of inventory management.